Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, a rumor regarding Phoebe Waller-Bridge replacing Indiana Jones as the star of the Indiana Jones franchise, a rumor I reported in this video over 2 months ago, is now spreading like wildfire throughout the mainstream media, and it seems once again that Doomcock was right. Although they are not giving me credit for this breaking rumor, a situation that suits me just fine since this means they are confirming the rumor I broke from other outside sources. A number of publications, including the New York Post, The Independent, The Daily Mail, Screen Crush, Screen Rant, and NME, among others, are catching up to Doomcock, finally falling all over themselves to report what I already reported 2 months ago, that Kathleen Kennedy is all set to destroy the Indiana Jones franchise by turning it into the Lara Croft franchise, minus the name, Lara Croft.
You called it, Doomcock. Gotta hand it to ya.
Well, I didn't call it Harvey Cthulhu. My sources did. And once again, my faith in my Hollywood spies has been confirmed. Yesterday's rumors often turn into tomorrow's news, which is why I report on these stories. We as fans are lied to and managed constantly by the mainstream media, and if not for leaks from insiders, then we would be totally in the dark. And the only story we would get is what the mainstream media tries to shove down our throats. You guys deserve better than that, and so I persevere in trying to get to the bottom of these rumors, to the truth behind the scenes. But let's compare what is being said in these articles with what I reported 2 months back. The New York Post reports that, quote, Phoebe Waller-Bridge may flip the script on Indiana Jones. The English actress, 37, could be replacing Harrison Ford as the lead in the 5th installment of the Indiana Jones franchise, which is set to hit theaters next summer, according to the Daily Mail. Sources told the outlet that producer Kathleen Kennedy was looking to make big changes, which could include replacing the lead character with a woman. It would be a huge statement and a great role for Phoebe, one insider told the Mail. It was announced earlier this year that the Fleabag star had been cast opposite 79-year-old Ford in the film, the name of which has not yet been revealed. It's not clear who Waller-Bridge will portray in the upcoming movie, but a source told the Mail, quote, the gossip on the set is that this character will slot into the leading role, unquote.
Holy rolling boulder, Doomcock. This Phoebe Waller-Bridge is hell-bent on destroying every male-centric franchise. She's right on the spot, man. She's writing the new James Bond movie where a woman is supposedly taking 007's number away from him. And now here she is, trying to steal Indy's gig.
That's why Kathleen Kennedy cast her, to go ahead and send a message to the patriarchy, meaning the male fans that have supported the franchises she is destroying for decades, that she's coming to trash everything we love. She made this casting choice deliberately to make a statement. And now it's even getting out into the mainstream media that she is swapping out Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Harrison Ford, if this rumor is true. But now that we've taken a look at what the mainstream media is reporting about this rumor, let's look back at what Doomcock said over 2 months ago. Now, this source contacted my Hollywood spies directly, which is odd. Usually, my Hollywood spies serve as agents for me, and they do one hell of a great job. They filter out as many cranks and phonies as they can. They check out backstories, try to confirm identities, cross-check rumors with known contacts we've worked with in the past. They do incredible work. They don't share everything they hear with me, protecting me and all of my viewers as best they can from reporting false information, hoaxes and whatnot. But sometimes, even with all the checking, they remain uncertain and tell me to proceed with reporting the information at my discretion. So in this case, a source contacted my Hollywood spies directly. This source is allegedly knowledgeable regarding the production of Indiana Jones 5, and to the best of their abilities, my spies have tentatively confirmed that this source is affiliated with the production, but this is not definitive. This source claims that there are going to be a lot of leaks emerging from this production. Why, you ask? I certainly did, and the reason we were given for the following leak is that allegedly, quote, there's a lot of Indy fans on the set, and they all hate what Kathleen Kennedy is going to do to Indy. It's bad, unquote. At this point, I would like to point out that what I'm about to tell you is information from a source claiming to be associated with the production. But since I absolutely cannot confirm any of what I'm about to tell you, and I have not seen a copy of the actual script, I am reporting this as unverified rumor, and I am telling you to take it with several heaping teaspoons of salt. So this is what I've been told, and obviously if this is true, then there are some spoilers, though I'm not going to get super specific here. I'm going to try and be general, just touching on the highlights.
Or lowlights, as the case may be.
Precisely, Harvey. So at the start of the script, Indy is close to retirement from the college where he teaches. This is set in the 60s, this has been confirmed by Lucasfilm itself, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge is reportedly his teaching assistant. One day, some men show up in his office asking him about 3 artifacts that he found back in the day. They act like they are fans of Indy's, they get him to sign a pic of himself, and they leave. Phoebe Waller-Bridge overhears this conversation and asks Indy about these artifacts. He offers to go into the museum stacks and show her the pieces in question. While they are at the museum, the group of men show up. There's a fight, and they steal the 3 artifacts in question. Phoebe Waller-Bridge manages to shoot one of the men as they're escaping, to which Indy tells her beginner's luck. They pursue the men to some kind of Stonehenge-like structure. Turns out these guys are Yahtzees, and inside of the stones they perform a ritual, open up a portal, and vanish inside it. Indy pursues them through the portal, and after some hesitation, Phoebe Waller-Bridge jumps through the portal herself. They wind up back in time during World War II. It turns out the Yahtzees need those artifacts to pull off some kind of Lost Ark-style shenanigans. This explains the official press release that the movie is set in the 60s, and yet photos of World War II-style tanks and troops have leaked from the production, which could be evidence that this leak is correct, or at least partially correct. It was thought to be flashbacks in the reporting, but actually, if this rumor is correct, most of the film takes place back in the day. I don't have much more in terms of the middle plot, but according to this source, they will be using deepfake technology to have the young version of Indiana Jones pop up in this movie. So we'll have old Indiana Jones fighting alongside young period Indiana Jones if this rumor is correct. And I'm told there are 2 endings that are currently being considered, which is where things get awful.
Shit, man. I was gonna say, this sounds pretty cool up till now. I hate that they have Phoebe Waller-Bridge in there to add woke shit to the proceedings, but yeah, man. From what you've said so far, I'd really want to see this movie.
Yeah, I have to agree. In particular, the idea of old Indy meeting new Indy sounds pretty damn cool. The more I think about it, the more I'd like to see that. But the piss in the cornflakes that might keep me away from this one comes allegedly at the end. 2 endings are supposedly being considered in this script. I guess they've been written and they're going to shoot both of them. Both endings allegedly have old Indiana Jones dying at the end of this movie. But in one of the rumored endings, young Indiana Jones dies alongside old Indiana Jones, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge swoops in like a vulture, picks the hat up, and takes his place moving forward.
Holy shit! So what, you're saying she becomes Indiana Jones? So they'll switch her from a bullwhip to a bullshit whip?
Yeah, with her wearing a dud fora. These endings are what allegedly got the source so worked up. Now normally, I wouldn't believe this at all, but remember that Kathleen Kennedy is producing this film. So this is exactly the kind of man-hating, patriarchy-toppling woke bullshit that Kennedy loves. I mean, look at what they did to Luke, if you think she would hesitate to pull this off if she was allowed to. Now in the other ending that is allegedly being considered, old Indy dies young Indy lives, and he teams up with Phoebe Waller-Bridge to get her back to her time. Regardless of which ending they wind up going with, if there's any truth to these rumors, an Indiana Jones TV series will pick up where this leaves off on Disney+.
This is just really sick. I mean, does Bob Chapek or anybody in the upper echelons of Disney have any idea what's going on in this world? I mean, do they think that fans are gonna watch an Indiana Jones TV series run by Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Are they out of their minds?
Well, I think perhaps they are out of their minds, Harvey, crazy as rats in a coffee can. And so, once again, Hollywood is systematically destroying our modern myths, methodically and obsessively replacing every straight male hero with women and people of color in an attempt to engineer social change in your living room and on your dime. Once again, Kathleen Kennedy is trying to utterly transform the face of our culture, our memories, our very identities in service of her woke agenda. And once again, a rumor I broke months ago is being picked up and confirmed by the mainstream media. A day late and $1 short perhaps, but better late than never, and once again, Doomcock was right. It's not an easy thing to get information out from behind the Iron Curtain of Hollywood. The way is fraught with disinformation, half-truths, trolls, and lies, all of which I do my best to filter out. But in the end, moments like this make it all worthwhile. Just remember the hashtag, Doomcock was right. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha